so this is Starhawk. We're at the Sony Press Media event. We're behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
And we're playing Starhawk right now.
Yep, my name's Harvard Bonham. I'm senior producer for the title.
Senior producer.
We're doing this in partnership with Sony Santa Monica and Lightbox in Austin. This is Emmett Graves. He is our hero. Let's do him properly, you know, really get a nice shot of him because he's a handsome fella. You can see a number of things about Emmett are not quite regular. So in the game, sorry I can't get over there, but in the game you can see he's infected by this stuff called Rift Energy. Rift Energy is the what these miners are out in the galaxy trying to mine. If you get exposed to it, that's what happens. You can see that he's kind of halfway changed, and it's this thing on his back that's keeping it at bay. That is created. This regular is created by his friend who's up in a drop ship above the planet. His name is Cutter.
Okay.
So now, there's plenty of backstories.
Okay. Now I have a question. Have you worked on the first Starhawk? I mean, the first Warhawk, like the first one on PS1?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
How old do I look, man?
I haven't played it myself, but I just want to ask, like,
I bought Warhawk when I was younger.
Okay.
Whatever that was.
So what about the okay? So you worked on the first Starhawk then? I mean, the first Warhawk for PS3.
PS3 Warhawk.
For PS3.
But now, I was a fan of the original Warhawk. I can say that.
Okay. All right. Now the thing about it, I have a question. What the main character, and Starhawk, I mean, the main character. Why did you make the decision to go with a character design like this? Like, what kind of aim? What were you aiming for?
Well, the biggest thing we want to do with them, and we were trying out a whole bunch of other characters and seeing, you know, what would be interesting. And we really set up, once we found Emmett was here, we figured, you know, he's the most interesting guy we've got.
Okay.
In fact, I was talking earlier, stuff like his Rift Energy here, this is something we added a little bit later. Originally, he didn't even have that. But ultimately, it was just what resonated with the team the most, what was the most interesting that people reacted to. We did a lot of, we do focus testing and things like that, just to kind of get people's reactions.
Okay.
And that was it. We just, we ended up liking him a lot.
And oh, sorry.
Get also Harvard in there, nothing off the screen.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know either. All right, so basically, what was I going to ask you? Oh, and the multiplayer, will you be able to play as the prototypes of the characters?
You would play as like a Rifter or the Outcast.
Okay, and there's different versions of him, of Emmett, or like on his team.
That's good. Oh, crap. These are good questions. I don't get a lot of detail like this.
All right, so how like compared to Warhawk PS3, what's the big difference between in the multiplayer between that one and this one?
Well, you know, a lot of it's the same.
Okay.
In terms of just the flavor and the recipe of gameplay, you know.
Okay.
Fast action, nice.
Yeah.
But the build and battle aspect of it kind of changes up traditional modes that you would have expected. Like we have capture the flag. Takes on a whole new kind of experience.
Yeah.
We haven't announced the other modes yet, but it's safe to say that anything that we put in, anything that we've done in any way to a more traditional mode just is different and has a different rule set, all because of this build and battle aspect.
Now, is this the same engine as the Warhawk engine PS3, or is it updated?
Originally it was.
Okay.
Originally it was, but we've gone and done so many changes to it that, like this rendering engine.
Okay. It looks good.
Thank you. And the nice thing about this engine is that we're rendering a whole entire wide open space.
Now, why? I mean, because you guys have made a Warhawk a single player game. I mean, a multiplayer game. Why have a single player this time? Like, why do that? And I have another question. Will you guys be bundling this game with the Bluetooth?
Well, the first one
was bundled.
Solo,
right.
Ultimately, we felt like Warhawk was a little hard to get into in a lot of ways, and a lot of times people are just concerned about getting online and getting their ass kicked, frankly, as soon as they get it out of the box. And I think that naturally is a different type of player that wants to enjoy kind of a solo experience, have a good story. We wanted to make sure that the solo is not kind of feel like it's tacked on. It's a legitimate solo experience. I mean, ultimately, our heart and our original concept in Warhawk was a multiplayer game, and PS2 version. So I think, admittedly, you know, we kind of tend toward that aspect of it, but we did want to provide people with a solo experience that really gave you a lot of insight into what's going on with Emmett here, the story behind him. And then just another place to live, you know, in the game, you know, for players to enjoy the universe.
So this is a different universe from Warhawk PS3.
It is. It is.
Okay. And will this be bundled with the Bluetooth, by the way? Like, will there be any special editions of this game, or?
Well, we're talking about all sorts of things right now, and we love getting feedback from fans. In fact, we've done that on the blogs lately and stuff. Is to kind of go, what would you like to see, for instance, in a special edition?
Right.
And you know, the Bluetooth and any sort of anything that helps multiplayer like that is usually a really popular request. So it's something that we're considering, but we haven't decided on.
You haven't decided on it yet? Now, this game will obviously be a full title, like a full $60 title.
Right.
Not like, I mean, I think Warhawk, the original one, that was a $40 title?
No, it actually went out at, well, it's $59.99.
Oh, okay, $59.99, I'm sorry.
It went out as that, and then depending on if you got it as Bluetooth,
okay,
the Bluetooth or not,
right,
or if you got it with the